Okay, in our last video, we got the bookmarks created for the staves or chapters in the Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And the next thing I want to show you is it's a skill that you need to learn if you're going to be working with documents, because it's just so much easier and it is so much safer. And it's a way that you can select text in the document in a safe way. I can't tell you how many times that I've tried to select a paragraph by clicking and holding down the left mouse button and then dragging through a block of text, whether I start at the top of it and go down or whether I start at the bottom of it and go up. And here's what's happened to me several times in my life, and I'm getting older now, so this can happen more often because sometimes my finger just slips on the mouse and I lose connection for just a second with what I'm doing. But let me give you an example. Let's say that I started at the bottom here and I clicked up maybe this far, and then for some reason I let go of the left mouse button, and when I do, this text is still selected. But if I had nervously let go of that left button, or maybe it's a medical thing, or maybe it's somebody bumped my arm, who knows, whatever it is. But if I just for a moment, just a split second, let go of that left mouse button and then mash it back down again and continue moving, watch what happens to the text as I continue to move it. That text got moved. And now all of a sudden, my whole paragraph is all messed up because I had something selected and then I clicked on it again and then clicked to a different location, and it just would drag and drop all of everything that was selected to that new place, and now my paragraph is all screwed up. And so when that happens, don't fear, just be calm, because there's a couple of ways you can undo that. You could come up and click up here on the undo button, but you'll notice when you hover over the undo button at the top, it says Control Z or Z. So what I'm going to do is hold down Control and tap on Z, and then it will undo what I just did, and it puts my paragraph back where it in good order as it should be. So what I'm going to suggest to you is that there is a much, much safer way to select text, and that is to simply move your mouse. Now notice that inside of the document, the mouse pointer there, the cursor, if you will, inside of the Word document, the default shape of that is what's called an I-beam. It looks like the cross section of a big girder or I-beam that people use to build tall buildings. So it's an I-beam shape, or like a capital I. But if I move this mouse out to the left margin, notice it turns into a white arrow that's pointing back towards the text. Now if I move just a little bit closer to the text, it turns back to an I-beam. But if I get it out here in the margin of the document, beside a line, then I can click. Whenever it gets to that arrow that's pointing back in the direction of the text, I can left click and it selects that line. Or I could come down, if I wanted to select this whole paragraph, I could come down here and I will just left click and hold in line with this first line and just drag down. If I wanted to get more than just that line, I could just pull it all the way down. If I wanted to go up with it, I could go up with it too. This is a very safe way of selecting text in your document. I could select any line by clicking once out beside it. I could select an entire range of lines by left clicking and just holding down the left mouse button and pulling down. That's all I'm doing, just using the left mouse button. And this is the safest way I know to select text, because there is a danger of highlighting something, accidentally letting go, and then you drag it to some new location and you let go again. Or even if I pull it all the way up here to the very top of that paragraph and let go, now my paragraph is totally screwed up. So Control Z again to undo. And now we're back to where we were. So remember this. You can come out to the margin and left click and pull down, but you can also pull down further. It's the coming out to the margin, finding the mouse in this white arrow that points back to the right, pointing back towards the text, and then left clicking.